for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch Digital Exclusive. I'm Dave Froehlich, and we're taking a look at some of the crime stories that have recently made headlines in our area. One man is suing the city of Austin and 2 officers for excessive force. He was accused of jaywalking and thrown to the ground in 2024. He says he still has pain from those injuries. Here's more from Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shin.
On July 30th, 2024, Antonio Alexander was at Oltorf and Parker. Officers Ryan Kirchberg and Shalom Alvarez pulled up and accused him of jaywalking.
Red hoodie? Yeah, you, sir. The reason why are you getting stopped right after I'm reaching here?
What? Back up off me.
They grab him and he gets taken to the ground.
Hey, stop.
Alexander spoke to us over the phone.
It's been very horrible, to be honest. So very scarring experience.
Alexander was charged with resisting arrest, but that was ultimately dropped. He's filing a lawsuit against the city and both officers. His attorney, Chris Tolbert, says the pattern of excessive force has to stop.
We have citizens who are doing nothing other than waiting on a bus stop, wearing a red hoodie, completely innocent behavior, and they have to suffer this. They have to live with this this type of assault on their dignity, and in this case, on his person.
Alexander's leg was fractured. He had to have surgery and metal rods placed in his leg, and he says he still has pain to this day.
You're assaulting me, you know, it's abuse of power, and it's not okay at all.
Both officers involved have disciplinary histories. Alvarez has 2 suspensions, one from 2022 and one from 2025. Kirchberg has a 12-day suspension from 2022.
We just want to make sure that, again, we don't take steps backwards for all the good work that we've done around police reform here in the city of Austin.
Alexander says he wants the lawsuit to give him
justice and, really just also looking for a path to better discipline as well.
What we hope to achieve in this lawsuit is accountability, and we want justice for our client, and we want the officers to pay for what they did.
The city says they haven't yet been served with this lawsuit, but they'll review it and respond appropriately.
Kyle police have released video of what they say is a suspect in a car burglary. They say it happened on December 12th around 4 in the morning off Philomena Drive near I-35. Suspect drove off in a gray 4-door sedan. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward. One Austin man is hoping surveillance video will help police track down the people who stole a piece of his equipment. Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch reporter Meredith Aldis has more.
Watch as a man struggles to move this dolly between 2 cars. This was early Monday morning around 6:30 at an apartment complex in South Austin. On the dolly is a compressor. It belongs to Dylan Campbell, but before that, it was his dad's.
He died 2 years ago, but he's had it since about 2007.
Campbell says he had just bought a new work truck and loaded the heavy compressor in the back of it himself.
I loaded it myself, but it wasn't easy, and I threw my back out. It hurt for 3 days, you know what I mean?
He says it was strapped in and chained. Then Monday morning, he says he noticed something unusual looking outside his window.
I probably missed him by 5 minutes. I just happened to look out my window and seen my cooler. It looked like it was open. And I leave my cooler, I keep drinks in there, so I'm not really worried about people taking drinks out of my cooler. I don't lock it or nothing. I was like, at least close the dang thing, you know?
He says he went outside.
You know, and looking at it, and I'm like, something ain't right here, and I noticed my compressor's missing. And that's when I was like, you know, go into like full panic.
For Campbell, the loss isn't about the money.
It's about that my dad gave me that, and he can no longer give me anything, you know what I mean? Because he's not here, you know? And
Campbell says he's determined to get it back.
But I've been on Facebook Marketplace, checking pawn shops and stuff. I'm gonna do everything I can to find it.
And this video, he hopes will help. It shows the man hit the car, scraping up the neighbor's Tesla. Then another angle shows someone hand over what looks like a strap for the man to then strap the compressor down in the back. Here's pictures of them. Campbell says when the people are caught, he knows exactly what he'd like to see happen first.
First of all, I would have them personally load it back in my truck and lock it up. And then the cops can take the bad guys. Yeah, they can lock them up and take them to jail. But first lock my compressor back. We shouldn't have to load it. I threw my back out trying to load that thing.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
City of Austin's going after a bar on East 6th Street for allegedly being a hub to habitual criminal activity and making no effort to stop it. Here's more on that story from Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt.
The City of Austin filed suit against Poor Choices. The bar sits on a corner lot in the entertainment district at East 6th Street and Trinity Street. The city is claiming that there is habitual criminal activity taking place there involving assaults, underage drinking, drugs, and weapons violations. The suit also alleges that the owner knowingly tolerates the illegal activity, has failed to stop it, and continues to operate in a way that attracts this behavior. The Austin Police Department responded to nearly 20 criminal offenses at Poor Choices since April 2024. The court document details these instances. One of the examples given was from October 2024, when a Poor Choices employee was inside of a car that APD officers were investigating. The worker was caught making several trips to and from the bar while transporting about 110 individual doses of cocaine with a firearm in his possession. The employee was arrested for possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute. There are a few other examples involving workers punching or assaulting people while displaying signs of intoxication in the bar. Court records also states that many of these cases were not reported to police by the owner or employees. It lists patterns of minors being served alcohol without being asked for ID as well. The city filed a motion that, if approved, would mean the bar must make an effort to combat crime there.
Round Rock police arrested 2 people in connection to a shooting that happened New Year's Eve at the Platinum Event Center. Both suspects are underage, so their identities have not been released. One suspect is from Austin, the other is from Bastrop County. The investigation is still ongoing. New information about the accused serial church burglar who was captured back in October of last year. Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski has that story.
Security camera images of a man breaking into several Austin metro churches, as well as the car that he drove, provided solid leads that eventually led to the capture of Gregory Dwayne Vaden in Manor at a fast food restaurant. A license plate reader flagged the car, according to Police Chief Ryan Phepps.
Absolutely, technology is a key factor, and it may not be a key factor in some of the instances that lead us to the person, but a lot of the technology also helps us ensure that the case that is going to the prosecutor is a solid case and can be prosecuted.
The case against Vaden came together when information came in this month, according to Travis County Sheriff Sally Hernandez.
Once the subject was apprehended, you can't just stop.
According to court documents, a Travis County detective obtained data from Vaden's cell phone and from the communication system in the car that he drove. That digital footprint builds on the evidence collected earlier by 4 other law enforcement agencies.
I think that, criminals used to try to get away with their crimes by going to different jurisdictions and hope that we didn't collaborate and we didn't communicate. But nowadays, between the technology and our collaboration and our communication, it is a lot easier to solve these crimes.
Christ Our Savior Lutheran Church near Lago Vista provided the first link, followed by Trinity Anglican Church in Jonestown. The digital path goes to a church in Liberty Hill and back to the churches in Austin, where the first 2 initial church break-ins occurred.
What happens, it's like a puzzle, right? We start putting the pieces together, and as soon as we started putting the pieces together, we could identify and then apprehend the subject and stop the victims from being victimized.
While these detectives are working independently to make this work, they've got to work together, and that's the beauty of what's happened, right?
Absolutely. Because you may solve one case, but there's so many other victims. So why do we want to just solve one case? Let's solve them all.
This investigative team includes Austin PD, Jonestown PD, Williamson County Sheriff's Department, Manor PD, and of course the Travis County Sheriff's Office. Vaden's first court appearance is set for early next month. I'm Rudy Koski, Fox 7 Austin News.
Well, the Williamson County Sheriff's Office says an investigation into an overdose led to a major seizure. Suspect's been identified as Paul Torres Jr. Sheriff's Office executed the search along with APD at a home in southeast Austin. Investigators say they found illegal narcotics, including 1,000 grams of cocaine, 200 grams of fentanyl, more than 500 grams each of meth and heroin, along with $17,000. Austin police are investigating the death of a man who was found along Metric Boulevard in late December. Now his sister speaking out about the phone call that changed her family forever and why she believes this was no accident. Here's more from Fox 7 Austin CrimeWatch reporter Meredith Aldis.
On December 30th, Chelsea Prosser received a phone call from her brother's boyfriend.
He said, Josh has been in an accident. We're on our way to the hospital, just letting you know.
An accident. That's all they knew at first. That evening, Josh Prosser had left his North Austin home just after 8:15, riding his e-bike along Metric Boulevard to go cat sit. A ride that should have taken less than 10 minutes, but Prosser never arrived.
He was supposed to call his boyfriend when he got there, and his boyfriend noticed he didn't call him, and he called him like 5 or 6 times. Obviously Josh never answered.
Using his phone's location, Prosser's boyfriend tracked him to a dark stretch of Metric Boulevard. That's where he found Prosser unresponsive on the sidewalk. He was rushed to the hospital with severe head injuries.
Just seeing him, it was pretty obvious that it wasn't just an accident.
Police say they found no evidence of a traffic collision at the scene, and Prosser's belongings scattered, some missing.
His e-bike was gone, his wallet was gone, his glasses were missing. He was, all of his, he had a burrito next to him. He had his, purple hat next to him, and he was still wearing his jacket.
Prosser's sister says he was found on his back with only injuries to one side of his face.
The way he was found is not the way he fell off his bike.
As the days passed, Chelsea Prosser says their questions only grew.
Now, with everything we have, it seems pretty obvious to me that it was an assault.
On January 5th, Josh Prosser died from his injuries. He was the youngest of 3 siblings, described as deeply loved.
He was my absolute best friend.
Now, his family is asking for help, especially to find Josh's missing e-bike.
I think that's the most important clue. I think that's the best way that the people of Austin can help, just keeping their eyes open.
It's described as a forest green Mod 3 e-bike with 2 baskets. And for whomever did this, Chelsea Prosser's message:
material things aren't worth a life. Go work for the things that you want. Stop taking advantage of people and just... You're taking away someone who is so loved and so cherished, and now, he's gone. And what do you say to someone like that? I don't know.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
ICE operations have been conducted in Kyle and Buda. A Hays County judge says they were given no warning the operations were taking place, which breaks a tradition of DHS informing local authorities about their activities. Here's more on that story from Fox 7 Austin's Marco Bittnell.
They're eroding at the peace, the trust, and the integrity of our local law enforcement.
Fears being raised from Hays County officials as a wave of ICE operations swept through the county. It was last week when video captured a supposed ICE detainment in Kyle. A man can be seen with a black eye and bloody face as agents take him into custody. His family confirming his identity as Luis Ernesto Fuentes Martinez, a Salvadorian national taken into custody on his way to work.
The only thing that he would have on his record is that he was here illegally. But as far as like a criminal record, he's never been arrested for anything.
On Thursday, Kyle police confirmed they responded to an EMS call at the request of Homeland Security, saying one man was taken to the hospital in federal custody. That same day, ICE activity was confirmed up the road in Buda. The city releasing this statement saying ICE agents attempted to park a transport bus at City Hall to use as a central location for operations, which the city denied due to parking reasons.
They have zero respect for local authority. They have zero respect for our sheriff's office, for our police chiefs, and our constables.
Judge Ruben Becerra says that ICE operations in Hays County aren't new, but this time there wasn't the usual warning that they were coming.
And it's always historically been a courtesy to inform local agencies on the ground of what's going on in our own communities.
Without the normal communication, Becerra worries that the public could be misled in how involved local agencies are in ICE operations.
They give our local law enforcement a bad name. People are lumping them in with our current law enforcement on the ground, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, our employees.
Both Kyle PD as well as the city of Buda confirming they are not involved in the latest ICE operations, with the Hays County Sheriff's Office telling Fox 7 that state law requires officers to work with ICE, but their office is not proactively engaging in immigration enforcement.
Watch out behind you, watch out! Holy
The operations in Kyle and Buda just the latest in ICE incidents across Central Texas. Last week, a Cuban national was arrested in San Antonio after ramming his car into agents' vehicles after failing to follow officer commands, leaving one officer injured. Reporting for Fox 7 Austin News, Marco Bittnell.
St. Marcus police are searching for a teen wanted for attempted capital murder. Investigators say 17-year-old John Anthony Contreras was involved in a shooting on Post Road on November 2nd. U.S. Marshals are assisting police with that search. He's considered armed and dangerous. His last known residence was in Kyle. Crime Stoppers is offering a $1,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest. Investigators say a theft ring that's been fraudulently buying trailers across Central Texas has been busted. Say it spans from Burnett County to Hays County and beyond. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen has more.
The Burnett County Sheriff's Office says license plate readers play a key part in catching the suspect. A theft and fraud ring spanning across Central Texas has been broken up by the Heart of Texas Auto Theft Task Force, which the Burnett County Sheriff's Office is part of. They say suspects stole more than $150,000 worth of trailers. Jimmy Goodson is the main suspect. He's accused of using fake IDs with stolen identities and fake cashier's checks to fraudulently buy trailers.
You go to the business, you present the check, you get the product. By the time they run the check, it's coming back fake. They've already got the product, they're out and down the road.
He was arrested in Kyle, Texas, while trying to do a fraudulent transaction. He's being held in the Hays County Jail. The investigation spanned across Central Texas with trailer thefts and recoveries in Burnett, Marble Falls, Kingsland, Georgetown, Buda, Mejia, and Blanco, with out-of-state ties to Washington and Idaho. Originally, investigators didn't have a license plate number on the suspect's truck, but they used characteristics like unique damage to search the Flock license plate reader system, which allowed them to track it across multiple counties.
We're just tracking, if something happens, we have a source to say, hey, we're looking for a particular vehicle that matches this description at this time in this location, which helps us solve the crimes, which helps the victims.
Goodson is facing these charges. Authorities say Jorge Ramirez was an accomplice facing these charges. Investigators say he helped with moving stolen trailers across county lines and storing property at multiple locations. More charges are likely coming. Some of the equipment still hasn't been found. It's possible there are other victims of this crime ring. And if you have any information about this case, call the Burnett County Sheriff's Office. In Burnett, Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
Records are revealing the city of Austin has paid more than $37 million in police-related lawsuits over the past 5 years. Some of the largest payouts come from APD's response to the 2020 George Floyd protests. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has more.
Records show the city of Austin has settled almost 80 civil lawsuits involving Austin police officers in the past 5 years. Those settlements range from $2,000 to $8 million, the largest ever paid by the city in an excessive force case. That record-breaking settlement went to Justin Howell, who was critically injured during the 2020 George Floyd protests. Howell was hit in the head by a police beanbag round, leaving him with a skull fracture, brain damage, and in a coma.
Less lethal munitions are only less lethal by technicality.
Hal is one of at least 7 protesters who received settlements tied to APD's response to the 2020 demonstrations.
When the people that are supposed to protect you are the ones that hurt you, and they treat you like you're the enemy in a war zone, the damage that does to your psyche and fear of authority is long-lasting and borders on permanent.
APD has since vowed to stop using the beanbag rounds. In total, the city has paid more than $37 million in police-related lawsuit settlements over the past 5 years, including cases involving excessive force, wrongful death, and dozens of car wrecks.
Settlements are not solutions, but what settlements do is offer an opportunity to the city and its policymakers to reflect on what they have been doing.
The money comes from the city's liability reserve fund, which city budget documents show is running low. Officials say higher than expected claim payouts are the reason, and the city may be out of compliance with its own policy through at least 2029 or 2030. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch.
Now for a warning to those buying a used car online. Here's Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen.
Authorities say paper tags were a fraud issue in Texas for years, but now people are making fraudulent metal plates. At first glance, these may look like regular license plates, but if you look closely, this one has a sticker on it. This one also has a sticker on it, but if you flip it over, it's the real license plate that was stolen. The Heart of Texas Auto Theft Task Force, which the Burnett County Sheriff's Office is part of, says they see at least one stolen vehicle a week when they do title verifications. Captain Howard Steinar says criminals are selling stolen vehicles with the fake plates or using the plates to stay under the radar in stolen vehicles.
It's a big problem. It causes safety risks for officers because when you're running that plate, it comes back to a whole different vehicle. It causes problems with our license plate reader systems, toll roads, all kind of things that are causing problems.
Steinauer says the victims usually don't know the car they bought is stolen. Some cars have payday loans on them, and the seller is trying to make them disappear. Sometimes buyers will even get a fake title that looks real and won't know it's fake until they take it to the tax office. Some of these registration stickers that look real are also fake. Buyers then not only lose the vehicle, they lose the money because they can't track the seller. Most of these are cash-only transactions. If the price is too good to be true, it probably is. Buying off social media and meeting in a random parking lot instead of a police station is also suspicious.
If you're getting quick excuses, must sell fast, this should be a red flag. We suggest walk away from the deal. Don't take the deal. If you ask a lot of questions and you're rehearsed and you're educated on what you're looking for, that'll scare them off too.
Here are some places you can do your research on a car. Carfax, the National Insurance Crime Bureau, and the Texas DMV. Steinauer says a lot of stolen cars are coming out of Houston. Here are some of the most commonly stolen ones.
When we get tips and when these innocent people show up with these vehicles and they're losing their life savings, basically, we start over and we backtrack it and we find where they are and we do these checks or we hit these shops and we arrest everybody and we get all the material and the evidence. And they are prosecuted.
If you want to buy a replica license plate for decor, that's fine as long as you keep it off the road. It should have the word replica on it.
Put them in your garage or put them wherever you do, but as long as it's on private property. But don't go out in the public displaying that plate because it is against the law to do it.
For 7 on your side, Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
Thanks for watching the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital YouTube exclusive. Our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel. Remember, you can also stream all our content and our newscasts on our Fox local apps. They're free to download and available for your phone as well as connected TV platforms like Roku and Apple TV.